Welcome back, my friends, to the only game reviewer where the score doesn't matter. You heard that right. Score means absolutely nothing, just like Infinite Warfare in the Legacy Edition. So you sit yourself back down in that chair and get ready to enjoy the show, because this is Gracious Judgment. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare did something that surprised me. They actually brought a good campaign. A story that actually makes sense and is quite believable. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not going to spoil that for you. I have watched a couple other reviews while on my lunch break because I like to interact with the community and get the thoughts and opinions of other people. You know, I like to see what other people are thinking and have conversations with them. So, I have watched a few other reviews, and these people are telling you what's happening in the campaign. And the campaign's already short as it is. It's only about maybe 5 to 8 hours depending what you do with it. And I'm going to get into the campaign here in a few more segments. But they do a good job at telling this story. It's fast-paced. It's balls to the wall from the very beginning. And like I said, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to say the major events that happen, so there's no point in you playing the game at all. But they did a good job. It's fast-paced, well-written. The graphics, they're not going to blow your mind by any means. They're probably average at best. But I will say, the theatrics might.
Boost! Hold up! No joy! I can't control her! STF destroyers inbound! All stations, shots fired at the Aegis control tower. Say again, shots fired. This is not a drill. Divert and deploy all available assets immediately. Brace for impact! Hold on!
And the story just, it brings home sometimes about what these men and women really do sacrifice to go out and defend the country. And I think we all need to remember that quite often, because these people are out there holidays, you know, days I'm sure they don't want to be, maybe even have a fever and are sick, and they're out there fighting and we're here on our cushy couches. And I think the story did a good job of just remembering, you know, that sacrifice. And the reason they were able to do that is because the characters were well written, and the voice acting was believable and enjoyable. You know, the banter amongst them, the rivalry between the different military factions, Navy, Marine, Army, hearing them trash talk each other was hilarious. I loved it, and I know that happens. And the characters were well written. You know, that one especially, Ethan, was by far my favorite. I love this guy. He was a petty first-class officer in the Navy, and he was a mech. He was a robot, and he was just supposed to be that perfect warrior. And I'll tell you what, he was a bad, bad dude.
Lieutenant Reyes.
The hell is that?
I think we found E3N.
Indeed, sir. Petty Officer First Class, E3N. Enhanced Tactical Humanoid, 3rd Revision.
It's a mouthful.
You ain't kidding. Call me Ethan, ma'am.
What are your orders?
I'm assigned to Retribution, reporting to Captain Alder.
Program for combat?
Thoroughly, ma'am. Born to kill.
Look like you can kick some serious ass.
Well, now you're just making me blush, sir.
As far as Ethan goes, I will personally vouch for this stiff metal motherfucker. He's one of us. Ethan, what's the Navy's official policy for a gunfight? Send in the Marines!
Now, the performance in this game is okay. You do still have your frame drops here and there, and most of the time it's during the big theatrical events that are happening in the game. But if you're not really looking for it, there's a good chance you're not going to notice it, because you're going to be so enamored by just everything that's going on around you. And there was a few clipping issues, not much, but there was there. Textures looked great. And, you know, so every once in a while the characters did look a little distorted in the way they were holding the gun. Like, their wrist, so to speak, let's just say, was at a certain angle, and if it was really at that angle, their wrist would be broken. So there's little things like that, and honestly, that's just me nitpicking, just trying to find something. Most people, they're not going to give a crap about that. But I still feel as a reviewer, it's my obligation to let you know, just in case you actually do care about it.
But the textures do look good. I mean, it has that nice metallic look. It's shining based on the way the sun is from him. I mean, it looks good. It's battle damage. You see the glare there. And I'm pretty sure that loader doesn't work. And then the textures here with the characters, they look good. I mean, you could tell it's different materials. I thought they did a good job on the textures. And this guy looks good up top, but then you look down at his wrist and that thing is all jacked up. And it's clipping like crazy. So there's little things, but I'm just nitpicking.
Now, something I really thought was neat that the dev team implemented into the game and the campaign was kind of a more Mass Effect style click and choose your missions as you go. I like that. I like being given options, not just the linear path. Now, if the story's well told, I couldn't care less about the linear path. But I've just always been the kind of person that loves having those options to do it my own way. Now, one of the things I was surprised, and I don't ever remember being in a Call of Duty campaign, maybe there was and it's just me getting old and can't remember crap, but they actually gave you side missions. And I thought that was really neat. And the neatest thing, even though some of these side missions can be repetitive, like it's pretty much just go assassinate somebody, or get into an aircraft battle, or sabotage a weapon or something like that. It's all those kind of missions, but the reason that the dev team gets by with it is that they're optional. Unlike games, let's say Mafia 3, just to say something recent, where it wasn't optional, it was mandatory for you to do that to progress the story. That's where you get into the trouble in this scenario, but the way this dev team did it, you don't even have to touch those optional missions. They're just there for you to enjoy if you would like to do them.
Sir, missions designated Jackal strikes or air-to-air combat.
He's bugging out. Scouts are down. Get in. Scar 2, hold this perimeter and engage any moves. Target 4-1. Going bomb.
Check that armory.
Copy. Everyone dig in. I'll hack the door. I'm connected. Ethan, how many inbound?
At least 2 dozen. They've got C6s as well. I can lock down the doors, but it won't hold them long, sir.
Now, Call of Duty has always had its unique gunplay style, and here they don't change it up, and really there's probably no need. You have your fan base, don't really change what isn't broken, so to speak. Like I said, it is the it's the arcadey, not very realistic gunplay, and I mean they do a good job at it. Call of Duty has good gunplay. It's just whether it's for you or not is the choice you have to make. There's different options out there now, especially this month with the 3 major FPS titles coming out, with Battlefield 1, Titanfall, and of course the third one being Call of Duty. Now, there's not a whole lot of kickback. If it does, it's just going to go straight up. That's your recoil, and then you can also equip your little customization options to help try to dial that in a little bit. But for the most part, it's the same Call of Duty gunplay.
Now, difficulty-wise, they actually did do a good job. Just the regular difficulty is going to give you a decent challenge, not a tremendous one, but you're going to die a few times. And if you even go higher in the difficulties, it does get pretty hard. So, I mean, they did a pretty good job on the difficulty.
course, you get to zombies. Probably a fan favorite, I'm sure. I know my friends and I like to get together and play them whenever we all have the game. And they did something a little different this time. It just seemed like there's more things that you can accumulate and try to pick up to help you out along the way. They threw a little more guns, grenades, nukes, all that crap. Just threw it out there for you, where you could buy it with the currency. This time around, it didn't really feel like just acquiring a butt ton of money and then, you know, just running around unlocking every door you can was a good way to go. It didn't really seem like that was going to help you at all. Now, maybe I just didn't play it enough, but you know, that's just the way I seen it. Now, I did enjoy the way they went about designing the zombies. You know, they actually put effort in. You know, whether you like the scenery or not, they put the effort in to try to make it unique enough and new enough to try to make you want to play it. And there's going to be more maps coming later on down the road, but this one, I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. And honestly, just so you guys know where I stand on this, I'm not even a Call of Duty fan. I do not like the game. I never have. Even in the best of, you know, Modern Warfare, Black Ops 1 and 2, I was never a huge fan of them. The game's just not for me. So for me to come out and say that, hey, this game is not as bad as what people are saying, I think that should mean a lot, because I do not like Call of Duties. I would never have bought this had I not decided to become a game reviewer. But I'm here telling you, you know, the zombies, it's not bad. It's not. So, you know, it's up to you whether you like the style or not, but I just remember not really freaking out, but man, I hate clowns. Like, do not come to my door dressed as a clown. And I just seen them running around like madmen honking as they stab. It was hilarious. I thought it was really funny and I enjoyed it, getting to play your individual characters that actually had a persona, not just some random person you just go in there as not knowing what they look like. It felt like a lot more effort was put into it.
Something I like that they implemented with these cards here. I like that just there are things you can choose, and you can see the ones later you can unlock that just kind of give you an extra helping hand along the way. And nothing like boarding up the old windows, you know. And then yeah, there's a lot of these guns, a lot more than normal actually. You can find them everywhere. And here to refill your card deck. And see, that's a hitbox thing too. I missed that first shot. I shouldn't hit it. And here's some of the things that you can purchase with the tickets. Little grenades. What the heck? Was that confetti? That's confetti!
And let's say you don't really have the people to you know, friends to hop on and play with at the time, just use the matchmaker. You know, it's going to put you with different people. Now, maybe a little more difficult using the matchmaker because not everybody really wants to talk during that. So when you're not communicating, you have no idea what these people are doing. You just see people running around and you don't know their objective or their goal. So that can be frustrating. You know, if you have the friends and they're getting it on in an hour, I would just wait the hour to avoid the frustration. But that's just me. You know, you do what you want. I'm here to give you the information. And something I thought was really cool about the zombies, I don't remember this being in the last one, but I liked how they got you revived, I guess. Whenever you die, you go into this little arcade and start playing arcade games to get so many tickets, and then when you got so many tickets, you got to revive.
Cool! This is pretty cool. Nice! Yeah, I couldn't do that in real life. I'd do good to hit that one.
I don't even think Sam or Kevin could beat that score. Okay.
Now let's get into the UI and customization part of the game. Now the UI, it's not pretty, it's not sleek, it's really just what Call of Duty's always been. You know, it just gets the job done, kind of like the military, right? But the customization in this game, there was parts of it I really liked. Like actually them having classes and what they call them, rigs that you can use. I thought that was interesting because it gave more depth and customization to the game, a good depth and customization, because each rig had different abilities and specializations. I like that. I always will. I will always give props to a game that tries to do that. To me, that's putting a lot more effort into it than just saying, oh, here you go, here's guns, now shoot each other. But something I was a little disappointed in with the customization was really the lack of options when it comes to guns. At most, there's like 5 guns for each category. So SMG, there's 5 guns. Shotgun, 5 guns. Assault, 5. Maybe. There's one of them that's only like 3 guns. But it just didn't feel like there was a lot of guns to choose from, and a lot of the guns are in the higher levels. You gotta wait a long time just to get them in the first place.
Then we're just going to go over some of the customization. Here's the rigs you can choose from. Warfighter, Merc, Synaptic. That's the one I chose. I like that guy. Especially when he gets on all fours and runs at you like a madman. And then of course there's customization options for all of them. Payload, traits, use 3 apiece for each class. So we just go through them all here. Those claws are nasty, by the way. And they ricochet off walls and crap. And then here's just the other 3 that you unlock later in levels. That guy looks sweet. And then you can actually customize the outfit of them as well. Their head, body. Different things. And you can unlock them through different ways as well. The quartermaster there, he's the one that you just unlock through the boxes you get with currency. And you can do gestures here, and then taunts. So if you win the game and get in the top 3, you'll do the taunt during that section. And we come to the guns. You get your assault rifles, SMGs, light machine guns. See, there's only 3 there. 4 sniper rifles, 4 shotguns. Wow, there's not even as many 5s as I thought. And there's the classic weapons they added from the previous games. Pistols, launchers, melee, classic. Then we come to the lethal. You know, grenades, things just gonna blow you up. Tactical, things help you out. Radar jammer, smoke grenades, things like that. And then the perks, it's been in every Call of Duty ever, which I always like those. Add some diversity. Then the score streaks, you know, to help get some airstrikes, UAVs.
Now, I have given this game a bit of praise, but please don't misunderstand. I see the issues in it too, and there are issues, especially when it comes to the online PvP. Now, I called it out when I played the beta that these hitboxes are off. Maybe not by a tremendous amount, but it's noticeable. Just for one example, I just got out of a respawn, ran about 15 feet up, turned a corner, there just so happens to be a guy, because that's just how this game works. There's people freaking everywhere. Maps are small, run and gun, man. But when I seen the kill cam, I about went ballistic because I seen that the dude shot me in the foot 2 times. 2 hits. Your counter said 5, but I seen him go shoot 2 times. The gun recoiled twice. Hit me twice in the foot. And I died. 2 times in the foot. That is garbage, man. Terrible. Like, and then I also seen where snipers are just going across them when I slow it down, because when I'm editing I can see this crap. If you're just watching it from the kill cam, you're not going to notice as much because it's mostly, you know, it's not really slowed down. But I'm seeing this while editing, taking it, the slider, and just gradually going and seeing that when this gun is recoiling, it is not on my body at all. Yet the bullet is still hitting me and killing me. You know, like, I'm cool at dying when someone's just flat out better than me. And, you know, it's just how it is. There's always going to be someone who's better than you. But when they're shooting you and it's not even on your body and it hits you, that doesn't make any sense. That tells me the hitboxes are off, just like they were in beta. You may want to take another look at them, because I don't know if you did or not. You know, you guys may have went in there and put a lot of work into the hitboxes after the beta. I honestly don't know. But what I do know is the dev teams have a thankless job. And I know what that crap's like. I'm an insurance agent. So, you know, I deal with a lot of people giving me a lot of crap for things I didn't even do or have no idea what they're even talking about. And I have to sit there and take it. It's a thankless job, so I know exactly what you're going through if you're a developer. You know, I get that. But also with the matchmaking, there is issues with this game. You know, being a fresh guy coming in, you know, granted, I got the game at 10 a.m. because I don't get review copies early because I'm a small timer. But that's besides the point. When I come in, you know, 2 hours after I get this game, I guess technically, if I start playing around noon, because it does take time to download, update, patch, all that good stuff. I usually eat lunch before too because I plan on playing a lot. But, you know, what is it, 12 hours after the game's released? And there's already people in the high 40s. Like, I, as a level 7 who has really nothing unlocked, should not be put in lobbies with 30s and high 40s. I got put in with a dude that's level 47, who pretty much has everything unlocked. All the things for his guns, quick trigger, the stupid little handles that, you know, increase stability, all that crap. He has all of that already, and I'm a level 7 and I'm getting put with people like this. And not just one, usually there's 4 or 5 on my team and theirs. I think, I don't know, it didn't make sense. I don't think people that high who has that much crap unlocked has any business being with people literally just starting their game in the first hour of their online gameplay. There has to be a way to curve that. Now, if you've prestiged, you know, the way I see it, full go. You know, what doesn't matter. You've already had experience, you're used to the maps, you're used to all this stuff. But when you haven't even prestiged, at least at the start of the game, I mean, I don't know, just maybe later down the road I understand you're not, you know, if not everybody's going to get this game a year down the road, you know, and they're just not going to have anybody to play with. I understand that. So you can't really seclude it later down, but maybe at the start, just so people can get used to this crap. Because that's a humongous advantage when people have, let's say, the quick trigger. You just pull up real quick, whereas the normal is a lot slower. So to me that was frustrating. And then another thing with the matchmaking I found, it was in a capture the flag. Really, it's in other matches, but the first one I noticed was the capture the flag. I joined a game that was 3 versus 1. Okay? Logically you would think, hey, I'm going to the team with the one guy to help him out. No! I went to the team with freaking 3 people. This poor dude sitting there by himself trying to protect the flag or even capture ours. And it puts me on the team and it's 4 versus 1. No! It wasn't working. It was not working, and it was extremely frustrating. Now, let's say flag play, well, I'll get into capture the flag later. But it was extremely frustrating, because it's not putting people on the correct team.
Now right here's what I'm talking about. 4 versus 1. I just entered this game. And I mean, that poor dude on the other side, that's ridiculous. I didn't even try once I found out it was just him. Now don't blink here, but I want to show you this. It's what I was talking about with the hitboxes. I mean, if you look there, it's registering that far off from his head. He shot there. You can clearly see the line of the bullet, and it still hit. It killed that guy. And right after he killed my teammate, here's where he killed me. And I'm going to show you the line that his aim went. It never even hit my head. And you can actually see, again, the line where the bullet went. It's nowhere near me, and it is still registering. This dude got a double kill and didn't hit either of us. Then here, I mean, just think about someone that's never tried Call of Duty before, that comes in level 7, or better yet, a level 1, and gets put into this game. What's that dude gonna do? Honestly, most people, they're probably gonna say, screw this game, I quit. And that's not what you want. You want to retain those players. And this type of game with this big of a level difference is probably not the way to do that.
And now getting into more of the multiplayer game modes that you're going to have to play, I will say they're all the same. They didn't really add they didn't add anything. It's all the same. This is the same as really any Call of Duty that's ever been. It's Call of Duty. Like it or hate it. But the Defender game mode, I feel like, needs reworked in a sense of how things are scored. Now, I could have worried about my KD, but I figured, hey, I'm a team player, man. I'm going to try to get the ball and hold on to this stupid thing as long as I can. So, I held on to the ball for well over 2 minutes. The next closest person was my teammate who had it for 50 or 55 seconds. I had more than double his carry time. Now, his KD was better than mine. Like I said, all I cared about was winning and getting the ball and holding on to it. So my KD was like 1-19, but I didn't care. This is an objective-based game. I'm there to hold that ball, man. And you would think that being that team player, you would be rewarded, right? Wrong. People that just cared about kills and their KD scored way more points, almost double from what I did just trying to hold the ball. It's like, dude, you're being punished for playing as a team player and actually trying to do the objective. Like, if I just wanted to score highest and place highest in the game, I'd just worry about KD and say, screw the ball. I'll let people go take it and kill it when they try to take it. You know, that made no sense, and I think that does need to be reworked. But to the defender game mode, all it is, like I've mentioned that little drone or ball before, it's just you get that ball and you got to hold it for so many seconds and you win the game.
We're halfway there. Keep it
Oh
up.
crap. Run, 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 run. Oh, I know he's seen me. Oh, yep. Ouch. I'm dead. Come on, man. Look here. Oh my gosh. He's persistent. Oh, balls. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the scoring just being so off. I held the ball for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Granted, in this game mode, you have to hold on to that ball to win the game. 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and these dudes still got way more points than I did. Yeah, they had to bust their butt to get the kills, but this is a defender game mode, not the team deathmatch. So I don't know, it just needs reworked in my opinion.
And then you come to gun game. It's a similar mode that Gears of War 4 has. Now, I don't know which came first. You know, I haven't really paid as much attention to that. But it is similar to that, so you get 1 kill per weapon, and after so many weapons, you're going to win. And then one of my favorite game modes that I've mentioned in the past, capture the flag. Now, the flag placements in these games, they're really not bad. Honestly, they're about as good as you can get without making each side identical to the other, which really, if you're going for a competitive game mode, that might be the best way to go about it. Maybe you could test that in later games to see how players react. Just make the two sides identical. You know, identical obstacles, everything. Just make it an actual esport type of thing. I would try it. I would like to try it. But, you know, like I said, for what it is, without being identical, flag placement's not bad. Now, something I was confused about and actually thought was not allowed was you being able to score a flag when yours isn't even at the base. That I thought was strange. I thought you had to have your flag at your base and then take their flag and bring it to your base to win the game. That's how I always thought capture the flag was played. Maybe I'm wrong, it's just me. But the game mode overall was still fun.
Your flag is back on base. What exactly are you trying to accomplish? Enemy flag acquired. Good work.
And then you come to the numerous amount of game modes that Call of Duty has when it comes to Team Deathmatch. Of course, the original, just Team Deathmatch, kill each other with your team. Then you got the free-for-all, which is still like a deathmatch. It's just, you have no team, it's every man for himself. Then you have Kill Confirmed, which is a variant of Team Deathmatch. You're still going to kill people, but what they do is when you kill them, they drop the dog tags. Go collect the dog tag, then you get the kill. But let's say the opponent kills your friend, he drops his dog tag. If you can get that tag before your opponent comes to collect it, you kept them from getting that kill. And then we come to Frontline, which actually I thought was a neat game. I prefer that over Team Deathmatch, because where Team Deathmatches respawns are just random in where you're going to go, it was nice to know that in Frontline, you're going to spawn at your base every single time. Now, that does lead to some, so to speak, graveyard camping, but I don't know, it was less frustrating than me spawning and someone already being behind me and shooting me in the back. So, the game modes, like I said, there are a lot of them, but a lot of them are similar with just little variances here and there.
Scorchers, take cover. Enemy UAV in
And then you come to your point capture, objective-based game modes, like domination, your 3 flags, hold 2 of the 3 for most of the game and you win. And the positions do change up from time to time, so they do mix it up to keep it fresh. Then you come to search and destroy. You know, one's defender, one's the attacker. You got to get to the point, either blow it up or defend it. They are good game modes. You know, it's kind of like an Old Faithful. You don't fix what isn't broken. I just wish a lot of these first-person shooters could come up with different game modes that are just something we've never even thought of before.
Has A. Assist your team at Bravo. A is secure. C secure.
We have the bomb. The bomb has been planted. Time's almost up.
Now they did add other, game modes in there, but what it is just a lobby with other game modes, the game modes I've mentioned before, and then you just get one. First, the Mosh Pit, just a lobby with objective-based game modes, and then you get Ground War, which more or less it's all the same game modes, just in a big team battle format. So it's like 9 versus 9. And then you come to the hardcore game modes. Yeah, it's the same as all the other ones I've mentioned before, but what I liked about this one was it's limited HUD, health, and things like friendly fire were enabled. So it tried to, get a hold of that more realistic feel of it.
Friendly Morph providing close air support.
So, for the sake of it, let's give this game a 342,872. Just because I can. It doesn't matter. Anyone that's watched my channel, you know this by now. The score doesn't matter. But all in all, this game, it's not really as bad as what people are saying. Now, those matchmaking issues are very serious. But I know Infinity Ward's going to fix those. So that doesn't necessarily make it a not buy kind of game. Granted, it's up to you. If you like Call of Duty's gameplay, it's Call of Duty. It's no different than it's ever been. And that's where I think the hate comes from. People are getting burnt out on the game, and that's what happens when you have a game that comes out every single year. Yes, I know you have different franchises. You got the Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and the futuristic, the advanced stuff. I understand that. But at the core of it, it's the same game. And when people play the same game and are being sold the same game for $60, really, if you want to be a pro, probably $90 because you buy the season pack bull crap, because it's pay to win. If you have the money, it's the only game you care. It's the only game you play. Who cares? Because you're going to get a significant advantage with the bonus packs that they give you that unlock freaking awesome guns from the very start. So it just depends what you want. I think they've ran into what Assassin's Creed did. For one, people just get tired of it, man. Like I said, you're burned out. It's what happens. People burn out on Assassin's Creed games. And look, they've taken a few years off, and they might even take another one. And I almost guarantee, no one ever really knows for sure, but I would be willing to put money on the fact that when Assassin's Creed comes out with their next game in a year or two, people's going to be excited because it's been a few years since the last ones came out. And I think that would do some good for Call of Duty. Maybe go away for 2 or 3 years. And I've even told some people this and shared my opinion on the forums, Google+, Facebook, whatever. I've shared my opinion of this. I think it may be a good thing if it goes away for a couple years. Think of something really innovative that you can come back with and just blow our minds away. Or really, even go back to the basics. People would probably lose their freaking mind. But overall, it's not a bad game. It's Call of Duty. It's what it's always been. So honestly, you decide for yourself if you still want to play it. I've seen people that love it, seen people that hate it. But I honestly believe people are just getting burnt out. That's my take on it. So you take care, have a good week. I'm about to go pick up Eagle Flight in a couple days, and you always remember, game with grace.